Hello, big beautiful world. I have been off air for a while. I've been off air for a while because I've been travelling. I've been over to sunny Radelaide for a relative's birthday party, and Radelaide is what the capital of South Australia, state capital. It's called Adelaide. It's Radical Adelaide, Radders, and we've got birds. We have Birdie McBird birds, which is really cool. It's the only addition I think I made in the past week, and I got back and I saw they were on special up at Sim Market, and I thought I'll grab me some of those. Thank you very, very much. So I'm doing the bush leg. I think it's Silver Springs up to Spanish Springs, the Breckenridge up to Mariposa run. And I might have mentioned it previously that I'm actually revisiting it. I've done this before, and because update to update doesn't keep a record of it all. But that's okay, that's all good. I don't mind redoing it. It's a joy with each successive update because of stuff like this. Although I do suddenly feel very mindful. I don't want a bird strike, and I don't want to hurt any birds. But that's okay. That's half the joy of it. I bought the European birds, the American birds, and the Australian birds, which they've now released. And I think that's the reason I got it, because it finally got around to remembering us down under. Anyway, the whole lot. I think there's 20% off each at the moment, so not a bad deal. I think around $50 for the whole lot. Oz. That's bloody good value, people. Bloody good value. Look, I hope you're all well. That's an overarching concern of mine. I hope you're all well, and I say that without a hint of satire, sarcasm, or irony. And the reason I say it is because we ourselves are hearing rumblings of another wave of COVID down this way in Victoria, Australia. So I imagine the rest of the world is still going through something similar. So I sincerely hope, whoever might be watching this video, that you're doing okay. It's and I hope that your flight's in good health, and you're not doing it too tough. Look, I don't even know if I'm going the right way, to be honest, Clan. I think it's entirely possible that I'm screwing this flight up, and that's alright. I understand, if what I've heard on the grapevine is true, that Microsoft, with the bush trips, they're going to allow you don't have to go down to, I don't know if you cats all know it, but the amount of times in the past, early on especially, where I've had to drill down to the missions on the C drive and the roaming and so on and so forth to blow away the bush trips because I was lost or hopeless and start from scratch. I'll be the first to admit I have done it more than a few times. I understand they're going to overcome that with update 10, which will be interesting, which means that you can start from respective legs without any penalty, which is kind of a nice thought. I'm sure you'll all agree. What else have I bought? I've noticed, I got back to find out they've released the Globe Swift, which I thought initially was kind of an American version of the Compass Swift from the British pre-war Compass, but I don't think so. I think the Temco Swift is Globe Swift is a vastly different beast. Sorry, I'm just going low and fast at the moment. I just figured I'd just do a bit of nap work, a bit of hugging the ground, see what's what. Yeah. But the Globe Swift looks awesome. It looks like a great little four-seater. I'll get around to it eventually. Don't feel obliged to. Like I said, I'm really keeping an eye out for these kinds of oddities, like birds and traffic and this and that. Although, I don't know if the idea of military traffic appeals to me overly. or even, you know, massive amounts of civilian traffic, but I think there's more than enough traffic in the native environment for me at this point. But I do like the birds. They're kind of rather smitten with them, in fact. Let's hop out, see what's what. Oh, very good. Oh, I see, it's giving me, oh, that's right. Normally I hate these instruments showing up. I don't know if in my absence Microsoft has done some kind of reset, or maybe it's just the bush trips. That's all good. That's okay. What else? What else? What else? I think I did purchase something else. I am going to get the South American mesh. That looks to be a goodie. I've got the mesh for Alaska and I think NZ, New Zealand, and a couple of others. Isn't it uncanny how you look at some roads or some, you know, via Google Maps, you look at some portions. Tell me that doesn't look like one of the Nazca lines, you know, down there. It just kind of smacks of the idea of, oh gee, I wonder if I get up high enough I'll be able to see the old Inca roads, as Frank Zappa coined it back in 1975. What else? There is something I would like to just get out of the road as well. Thanks for everybody who's been subscribing. I've come back to quite a few subscribers, which is kind of simultaneously very nice and very odd. I honestly don't expect people to really get into my videos, but I'm glad they do. Like I said, I guess my key thing is that it's some kind of weird therapy after 2.5 years of COVID, or 2 years of COVID with the shut-in behaviour. Yeah, these birds are really cool. Check them out. They're all over the shop. Bit excellent. Bit excellent. I'm genuinely hoping I don't get stuck with any bloody bird strike now. But for all you budding ornithologists out there, I don't know how effective the flight sim will be for it, but it certainly looks cool from what I'm doing. Oh, bit of a few stuttery issues. No idea what that might be about. The turbulence. Maybe it's just all conspiring to kick in about now. So how goes your weekend? Big beautiful world. I'm back to work tomorrow, which doesn't impress me overly, much as I dig my job. I'd much rather be doing this the whole day through, because I'm a very old, very boring person. What else? What else? Flight Sim 10. I have pulled down the gimbal, or the gimbal, the new freebie chopper. That I think it's going to be a bit like the E7, the Edgeley Optica, in that I understand it's up for release as part of the Update 10 package, but it's also been pre-released or separately released up on flightsim.to. Okay, I have a feeling I know what this is. This is the extensive. So I believe we have to start making our way north. Yeah, I'm not sure what's running on the background on my PC, or it might just be a poor internet connection. Keep coming back north, follow this puppy through. Yeah, because normally I don't get any stutters these days, for which I'm quite fortunate. It could be the birds. I don't see why it would be. But maybe it's that. I don't know. Look, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm muttering to myself as usual, people. What did I want to say? I had something. Oi. I might want to try and get above the bloody bird line, peeps. Yeah, the Temco Swift looks really cool. The looks like a good unit, but I have enough going on at the. Oh, wouldn't it be great? I'm gonna have to do it in that little ultralight that I've got, so I can do that whole fly with the birds routine. Alright, so I have to go where? We have to go where? I think. Well, here, to me they look like Australian ravens, and I'm okay with that. I love Australian ravens. We've got our, what I call suburban eagles down this way, the magpies, which aren't related to the European magpie. They're a different beastie. They're more related to butcher birds and the passerines, and they're a beautiful songbird. One of the joys for many, many Australians in suburbia, in the city and elsewhere, is the Maggie song, because they sound like, they're quite flute-like, the magpies. And it's one of those small pleasures we delight in on a daily basis, for those so inclined to take their delights at such a simple level. Now, of course, if you're the road, yeah, look, I think I'm heading vaguely in the right direction. If I screw it up, then I'll just edit it or something to landing point. So, anything else? No, not really. It's good to be back on board. It's great to be flying in the sim again. It's ever the joy of my life. I still don't have the Toby eye tracker yet. What else? I'm having to sell a guitar in order to cover the holiday we just had, and I hate it when that happens because I've got some bloody nice guitars. Anyway, ain't that living? You know what? Let's go over here. First, because I can't be asked heading directly over the ridgeline, and secondly, because by golly, there are a lot of birds, aren't there? What am I at? Okay, Struth. So I'm fairly high. I'm sure these little suckers have their oxygen tanks on somehow. Did I do anything exciting in Adelaide? Yeah, I did a tourist thing. I cuddled a koala. And look, for all of you international viewers who might be watching this, just for the record, or just to reiterate, and I hate to sound like I'm mansplaining or flying liar-splaining, or however you want to frame it, but they're not bears. They're not koala bears. They're simply koalas. They're a marsupial, and they are not bears. So don't make that mistake when you come down here and you beg to hold a koala bear. People are going to look at you and they're going to put on their cross and angry face, and they're going to stamp their petulant little feet, and they're going to say they're not bears. So, you know, that's my public service announcement for you all. Don't say I'll never do anything for you. Wonderful, mate. Wonderful. These birds, you know what? I'm going to give them the seal of approval. I'm going to give them the thumbs up, because there is an immersive factor to them. In fact, in spite of the fact that I didn't expect to see so many of them. But it's definitely cool to have them in here, that's for sure. And just makes everything feel a little bit more lively. I believe there are a number of products in the works to that effect as well. More air traffic, especially in more densely built up areas, reflecting some of the larger GA airports or whatever. And that's all good, that's all welcome. What else, peeps? What else? Other than that, I'm just really enjoying the flight. I do feel inclined to want to poodle about with the colours to get rid of some of this kind of pastel-y looking area. But you know what? I can leave it as is. The old Alt F3 for anyone with the NVIDIA cards, and playing around with the colour palette and stuff. But I tend to use where I live as my primary colour palette, or around the neighbourhoods where I live. And down here, I have to tell you, even in winter time, there's a great deal of verdure. So it's a deeply green kind of looking place. And we, after the harvest and the winter, the fallow fields and stuff, so you got the browns, but you still have a lot of gold from the chaff, like deep yellows and deep greens. So if it looks all right over my way, I can run with that. I assume it might look like this up in Nevada. I certainly hope so. And it could also be the Rex AccuSeason changing the colour landscape. I've got it configured that it runs, at least I hope I've got it configured. I'm pretty sure it's on in theirs. Looks like some of the summer colours you've got up there, maybe. What do I know about such things, eh? Not a lot. Not a lot. Not a lot. I love this little piper. It's a joy to birdle about in, joy to fly. Nice cruising speed, and I love the bush trips. And of course the great thing is it's super cool. I know I know it sounds like we all shill for flightsim.to, but the place is legendary. I say that I can't speak for anyone else, but I say that primarily because of the amount of great stuff that people create up here and put it up there for donation pay. I find myself, I've been asked about that recently as well. Yeah, I do donate quite a bit. And look, sometimes it might be $5 Oz, sometimes it might be $25 Oz, but I do donate quite a bit because I am so freaking proud of some of the great work that the Flight Sim crew, the community do up here, whether it be liveries or aircraft or scenery or you name it. You got to take your hat off to them. You really do. The amount of care, and then add to that the sheer professionalism that they'll take away criticism, and they'll I see that the track IR has given me a bit of a stick, and that's all right. That's okay. If I have to cut it short, I will. But yeah, again, look, I know I offer, like many others, not most, I shouldn't say that, but like many others, I can offer up nothing but, what would you say, platitudes, perhaps. But I mean it when I say thank you to all the developers out here for the freeware you give us or the donationware that you give us. Honestly, I am, like I said, I've been around the block a few times. This is my first rodeo, and I'm just absolutely gobsmacked at how, okay, so it's weirding out on me now, people. But yeah, massive thank you to all the developers out there. Look, I might call it quits at that while Track IR goes into overdrive trying to crush me. And I'm just going to keep it simple. It's good to be back on board. If I make it as far as landing, I'll cut to that point, and we'll leave it at that.